Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. So today I'm going to go through how to analyze Gatling reports. So once we have the performance simulation finished, we will have Gatling reports generated in the target folder under performance test directory, whatever it is for you. So once we have the report, Gatling report, you can open index.html to view the report. So you can see on my screen, I'm showing you Gatling report and there are two sections, right? Global and details. So let's go through the global section first. So before you get into the report, first of all, you should have appropriate requirements from your technical analyst saying like 99% of requests that you make to application, what is the range for the response time? Like it should be within like 200 milliseconds or so, for example I'm saying, and that 0.1% can exceed like 3 seconds or so. So those kind of requirements you need to have it well ahead so that you can analyze the reports properly. So here you can see the 100% of my requests took less than 800 milliseconds. That is accepted for us. But for some people, if the like 99% of the requests are taking more than expected uh, response time, then you should report it and you should raise a bug against your performance environment. So you can see what I have done for this report is we have like multiple REST endpoints. So I have executed the performance tests against each and every endpoint that that our team is responsible for. So I just named it as for demo sake. I have just named it as test 5, test 4, upload file, test 1, etc. So you are looking at the global report, so that's why you are seeing each and everything. So here is the global information. So you made like 10 how much is, yeah, 10,372 requests in total, and all of them are successful and zero failed. Co meant the failures that you had in the performance run, and also the counts per second. So how many number of requests, total requests you made to your application? Like I have made like 19.172 requests per second, which is nearly 19 requests per second, and my minimum response time is 2 milliseconds, and my 50th percentile is, I mean, my among the total number of requests I made, 23% of requests, 50% of requests took 23 milliseconds, and 75% of requests took 37 milliseconds. 95% of requests took 67 milliseconds. 99% of requests that I made took 127 milliseconds, and the max I had was 5 seconds. Let's get into max after a bit, because this max depends. You are looking at the global information, so this max could be from any of the endpoints that I'm showing you here. So if you take the each test, like, sorry, let me go back to global. So Bhavani test 5 is my first REST endpoint, and I made total requests 681 total requests, and you can see the results: minimum, max, 99 percentile, standard deviation, and everything. So you have to look at the reports, and whatever the requirements you have for your application, you need to match them against the requirements and see if the um, 99 percentile is exceeding too much than what you are expecting. You need to raise a bug. And also in Gatling you will have assertions as well, so you can always add assertions for your 99 percentile and mean and max and minimum as well. Minimum you don't need to add basically. So minimum you can ignore minimum, but you can add assertions for 99 percentile, maximum, and mean, and etc. So your test will automatically fail when you add those assertions for max or 99 percentile. If it is exceeding what you are expecting, then the test would automatically fail and your performance test run would be red. So that is like this statistics section tells you. And there are like number of there is another section called number of active users. Like these are the number of users you are using to simulate the load that you want on your application. So here you can see the active number of users is varying between 50 and 75. If this is also according to your requirements, like if you are doing a load test for 3 hours and you have to achieve like up to 200 requests per second, then you have to configure your users in such a way that you would achieve that kind of load. So that is number of active users. And um, I'm only interested in response time and number of requests that I'm making. So here you can see the number of requests you are making to the application. This is like again, it is global. This is all of the requests, sorry, these are the number of requests for against all of the endpoints that you have for this simulation. So here you can see the total number of requests starts with 6 and gradually increases up to 50. So that is my simulation. So again, simulation is based upon your application needs. So I'm just showing you these are the number of requests, and here you can see the response time from your application. So here you can see the max as 262 milliseconds. The response time is in milliseconds. So, but you have a spike here which says it is 5 seconds. So you need, when you go into detail section, you would see which endpoint is responsible for that spike. So let's go to that in a minute. And number of responses served by your application. This shows number of responses served by your application. And also here you have like so among the number of requests, number of responses your application has served, if you want to see the number of failed requests, you can just click on co. It would show you only the failed requests uh, from your application. But this run I don't have any failures, so it doesn't show anything. So let's go into the details section now. And also another thing is whatever you add into the Gatling assertion section, you will be able to see here. So I have added assertions like count of failed requests should always be 0, and mean should be within 2 seconds. Those kind of assertions I have added. And if you want, you can add assertions as I mentioned for 99 percentile, 50th percentile, 95th percentile. So here, if you go to the details section, each endpoints will be shown. Bhavani test 5 is another one endpoint, upload file is one endpoint, test 4 is one endpoint, test 2 is one endpoint, test 1 is another endpoint. So you are looking at Bhavani test 5 and you have like here 50th percentile and minimum response time it has taken and maximum it has taken, and the 99th percentile and everything. And whatever the charts I have shown you previously, the same charts are available on the details section as well. So, and also like when you look at the response times and if you look at the spikes in the response times, that could be the reason that there could be several reasons, right? When your application is having maximum response time, there could be several reasons. One reason could be if you're contacting some third party service to do some operations, that third party, if that third party service takes longer than expected, obviously your response time would also increase. And also another thing is network. For example, from wherever, whichever the machine you are generating the load from, if you have connection problems from that machine to your dev cluster or product, wherever you are executing these tests, so if the network issues are present between the load generator as well as um, load generator and your application, then also you would see more response times. um, so you have to analyze why your response time is higher based on your logs and metrics and all, that we can go through in maybe some other session. So here I have upload file also took only 1 second. So you can see Bhavani test 1 here, maximum it took is 5 seconds. So First of all, you need to understand your endpoint properly, and if this Bhavani test one is to do with upload of the files, your response time is always based upon your size of the file, right? So if your file size is like 5 meg or 20 meg or 50 meg, then there are this is that is obvious that it would take more time to respond. So it also depends on your endpoint and third party services response times, as well as network conditions between your load generator and your application. And sometimes what I notice in the reports is, like, when you come to the end of the simulation, there would be like huge response times and all. So there could be memory leaks in your application which will be causing that delay in the response times. So you need to have CPU and memory usage. Like for us, we use OpenShift, so we have the pod itself shows us how much CPU it is our application is consuming while we are running the test, and how much memory our application is consuming, and how many restarts we had on a particular pod, etc. So all these things you have to analyze with your performance report, so then only you can do better performance testing for your applications. Did I forget anything else? So that's how you analyze the reports, and if your response times are exceeding, you know what to do and where to go and look for. Okay, that's all I have for now. Maybe in the next session we can go through uh, some other technical things. I don't really remember the topics, but I'll think about another session on Gatling, maybe CPU and memory usage, not by using Gatling obviously, but maybe using some other tool. Okay, then until then, bye. Thanks for listening to my session. Let's meet with the next video. Bye.